To our audience, once again, welcome back. For our final segment, I have the pleasure of speaking with Oracle Platinum partner Roger Cressey, Group Director and CEO of North American Division of Qubix. Thanks for joining us today, Roger.
Thanks, Sam. It's good to be here.
It's great to have you. Can you start off by giving everybody a background on Qubix, please?
Okay, Qubix was born in 1987. It's been going some time, and we've developed finance and management information systems since technologies like System W were around. We were early adopters of Essbase while it was still an Arbor product. And when that merged with Hyperion, we kind of grew up around all the Hyperion products, implementing, which I think was the first European implementation of planning, version 101 in a pharmaceutical company. And now that Hyperion's part of the Oracle stable, we focus largely on the Oracle EPM suite of products, and we develop simple standalone planning applications, in some places fully integrated with planning, HFM, Essbase for analytics, OBIEE. So some people have the whole shooting match. We're doing global rollouts of Hyperion profitability and cost management. And so the world has changed, but Qubix is now on 4 continents. We operate in the UK, we're in USA, in Dubai, in the Middle East, and in Australia.
All right, that's fantastic background. So you participated in our preview program. How did it go?
So it was really good. Being fairly cynical about how software companies sometimes do these things, I had a fear that Oracle was going to take our existing Hyperion planning, shove it on some dirty great servers in a room somewhere and call it Oracle Cloud, planning on the cloud. But that's patently not the case. The product guys have done a fantastic job, and they've taken what's currently in a traditional infrastructure environment, and they've basically re-engineered large parts of it to work in a cloud environment. For us, the actual preview itself, which thanks to our UK team, they were largely instrumental in that, Neil and the boys, they have been through a comprehensive list of exercises, and some of the things that stand out are the fact that, and I think it's already been mentioned earlier in the cast, that it's all through one interface. So I've thought very carefully about how to take this and build it quickly and robustly online. So we're in a position where everything from actually data integration to calculations to any of the dimension maintenance and actually building the application in the first place is a much more streamlined process. And so we've been very impressed. And the product guys were, they took our comments very well and were very responsive. So actually they get high praise from us, and we're very pleased to have worked on this preview with them.
That's great, and really appreciate that feedback, and happy that it went extremely well. What about your customer base? Where do you see PBCS fitting in with your existing customers?
Okay, so having a look at our customers, do you know, developing applications, EPM applications, every business is different. They have unique processes, and one of the reasons that Qubix has homed in on the Hyperion suite of products over the years, coming from doing other things with other products, is because Hyperion affords us the ability to mold our applications to support business processes. And we don't have people actually having to shoehorn their business processes into a piece of software, because there's good features and functionality in that software. And the really neat thing is that actually that functionality now moves straight up to the cloud. And so having a fully featured piece of kit now also gives us a way of competing against those software vendors who are selling a simple basic planning solution on the cloud. And we've got the Rolls Royce now that we've actually got on the cloud on a subscription basis. And we can we can compete very nicely against the Volkswagen now, thank you. I think the other thing to say is that as much as each business is unique, there's one common thread to all of them, is that they all need, at the moment, if they're going to do something fully featured and functional using Hyperion planning, they need to have a good, robust infrastructure, they need to have installations of software, and they need someone to maintain it. And so in one fell swoop, actually taking this onto the cloud and allowing them to buy a number of users rather than having to have the upfront cost and investment of delivering hardware for implementations, makes this a no-brainer. In fact, one of the biggest barriers we find in implementing, especially at larger customers, is the wait for hardware, no matter who's being supplied by. So taking that away, not only does it change where the money gets spent on the balance sheet, it's a no-brainer because it ends up being much more efficient and cost-efficient, which, of course, a large proportion of businesses are looking for at the moment.
Yeah, well, that's fantastic feedback. Again, thank you. So from a leveraging PBCS, how are you going to plan on leveraging that in your practice moving forward?
So we have already started talking to a number of our customers, and in fact, 3 of our customers we were able to get to participate in the preview.
Oh, okay, great.
Some of them had not come across a full-featured planning tool before, and came from business intelligence backgrounds and not really dealt much with applications. And the feedback was consistently positive. So using that as a temperature test, we're already starting to speak to our existing customer base. And it's certainly, we're looking forward to seeing the rest of the EPM suite heading for destination cloud, really. It's a case of, it's definitely the future. And I think whereas we've had concerns about security, we've learned now that actually this can all be tucked in behind a company's own DMZ, as you Americans say Z instead of Z. And so it's, if you like, it's dealing with all of the, it's ticking all the boxes that could possibly be standing against doing an implementation to improve business processes.
Well, that's great. And so once again, thank you very much, Roger, for being with us here today and discussing Qubix's experience with the Oracle Planning Budgeting Cloud Service. Really appreciate it. To our audience, for more information on Qubix, please view the upcoming slide. We're at the end of our time for today. Thanks for joining today's broadcast and sending in your questions. For this PartnerCast, I'm Sam Sharp.